Nicole Scott here from Mobile Geeks. We are at the Dell Experience booth at CES 2016, and I'm going to be taking a look at their new Latitude. So here we have the two versions, one in aluminum, one in carbon fiber. We're going to do the walk around of this Latitude 7370 in aluminum. So you can see that it comes with a touch screen, but the first thing I have to point out is Dell is just so good at trying to make their displays matte. So this comes in a non-touch version, and well, that one is really not matte. Now, in terms of display resolution, it's full HD all the way up to 4K, which is something that we like to see because I love to try to hit tiny, tiny icons on Windows 10 for apps that haven't been able to resize. But what we have here is, let's just take a look at what's under the hood. And here we go. We're looking at a Core M5, but this actually starts with a base model of Core M3 all the way up to Core M7. You can see it has 8 GB of RAM, but we have options of up to 16. One of the things that I found out is that it's actually two RAM slots, 2 8s if you go up, but it's soldered on, so you won't be able to upgrade it, which I'm super mad about because I want to be able to take apart my machines and upgrade them. If we just kind of close it up and take a look at the side here, that, my friends, is two Thunderbolt Type-C connectors. This is mandatory now. Take note, any device that doesn't have this, be mad, because you want the fast charger, you want the big data, you want all of those things on your thin devices. This is only 14 millimeters thick, and it's 2.4 pounds, which, trust me, that's not too bad. This is a mini HDMI, and then this, if I got my nails in there, would be a SIM card slot for your connectivity needs. So around the front, we don't have much except for a tiny space to open up the computer. And then around this side, we have a micro SD card, not a full size. So that's going to be a problem for me in all my video editing needs. But on the Core M processors is probably where you're going to want to stick with. This is a combined headphone microphone jack, USB full size 3.0, and then a Kensington lock so nobody runs away with your machine. Around the back we have that single massive hinge, and then on the bottom it's just a huge tease because there's a bunch of screws that make you want to open it up and see if you can upgrade the RAM, but you can't. You can't, guys, you can't. So let me just open this up one more time, and we're going to take a look at the device itself. So here we go. It's on. And it's very similar to the XPS 12 in terms of the design here. Down on the front, what we have is a tiny camera, and if you're not familiar with a camera down here, the first time I turned it on, I had an upshot to my boobs. So be wary of this camera and just suddenly turning it on. But as you can see, if you kind of continue on up, is that we have a really nice and thin bezel. And that's why they had to put the camera down on the bottom, is because they wanted to give you this really kind of great thin experience all the way around. And one of the other things that I do have to compliment Dell on is the keyboard. Nice large shift keys, good travel on the keys. We have a backlight so you can type in the dark. And yeah, everyone that I know that has the XPS 13 right now, the keys are actually holding up really well and they're not wearing. I had problems with some of my older Dells around that, actually. So here we go, there's this. Then we have the great trackpad. We have really nice bouncy mouse keys. But Roland just made a face at me. Is your keyboard not holding up well, Roland? Okay, I take that back. The keyboard is not holding up well. Let's give it a big push then. Let's see. Okay, that's bouncy.
Push isn't the problem, the wear.
The push isn't the problem, it's the wear. So apparently they haven't fixed the wear issues on the keys. So you better remember where your E key is, or which ones are wearing on me. Apparently, I use the letter R a lot, so you're gonna have to remember where the letters are on your keys so you might lose the typeface. All right, so in terms of pricing, this is starting at $11.99 for the non-touch edition, and then of course it'll go all the way up to around 15 or 16 when you add something like a Core M7, carbon fiber, touch, and then maybe 16 gigs of RAM, and then there's all kinds of SSD configurations as well. But one thing we're getting a close-up on the carbon fiber. Dell has really taken the time to really recognize this chassis while keeping this kind of like pretty little Dell logo in there. So Dell's really in terms of chassis design, I think they're doing really well. So, this is the Latitude 7370. Let me just give you one final look at the back of that. Woo! Isn't that one sexy device? Yeah! All right, so Latitude 7370. If you liked our CES coverage, why don't you subscribe to our channel? And while you're at it, like this video if you want to see a review, and then I will ask Dell for one.